They say they fight to set us free, but all we see is misery. They came with fire, they came with guns. Now we they cry for our daughters and sons. Our villages burn, our people flee. We live in fear, no place to be. This one has come, we never start. Now pain and sorrow, they tear us apart. But the nation call with open hands. DDR, go help us stand. From the grip of fear and blood, we go rise again with God. Hey, 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 then come massa. We the Cameroonians, we pledge our loyalty. Come massa, come massa. You shall free our land from terror. Your blessing go shine like stars above, and the Most High God shall be your guide, shall be your guide. Children when no go school, ghost towns turn market to tomb. They promise freedom, bring us chains, but now we rise to break that pain. We say no more to blood and hate. We choose the path to a peaceful state. My country people talk I'm true. Say peace go start with me and you. Cries from the grass fields, our mothers born picking for bush. No hospital, no midwife touch. Kidnap and ransom, don't turn.
Hello, my country people them. Today, number 9 day for August 2025. As we now join, we now share. We will talk today about the potential coalition for the opposition. Thank you plenty. We now share as we now join. We now mash fire for share as we now join.
We go wear a green, red, yellow crown. Hey, 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 ding kong kong massa. We the Cameroonians, we pledge our loyalty. Kong kong massa, and kong massa. You shall free our land from terror. Oh, kong massa, massa. May your wisdom shine forevermore, and the Most High God shall be your guide, now and evermore. Massa, peace go reign. Hey, 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 then kong massa. We the Cameroonians, we pledge our loyalty. Kong massa,
So, my country people them, as I talk today, number 9 day for August 2025, and as we see, we ask the question whether opposition coalition for Cameroon we get any hope. Say opposition parties for Cameroon, they could get a coalition for this presidential election will be due on the 12th of October 2025. So in the past few days, some opposition leaders have not all, they will meet up for Fumban, and they get other meetings the way they go on. But now here is the question. As many people they be concerned, they say, Countryman, why they talk about politics? First of all, now my right for talk about politics, and you know if you take that right away from me. So you know if you tell me what if I talk about, if I decide to talk about politics, I will talk about politics. Any person where they pay me money for my platform, if you decide no pay you the money for the platform, okay? So today we will talk about politics. If you not be interested, that's your business. But me, I'd be interested about this political situation for Cameroon, the elections where they go on, and we could talk about that. First of all, about terrorism, it don't be decimated, it don't be destroyed. So there is nothing, even the amber terrorists, they'll be busy for the talk about the election will be due for October, the political situation for Cameroon with the opposition and everything else. And my interest now for see a good politics really play inside Cameroon, and we'll go analyze certain things them, and we'll discuss other things them, and I will also bring my own experience, my own opinions, and my own analysis them for help shape which way it happen inside Cameroon. So maybe we'll talk about the opposition. So some people them in the past 1 hour or so, they don't send me pictures and videos where they come out from Ivory Coast. They say their population the day on the street, thousands of people them, led by the opposition, political parties and parliamentarians, and from the opposition, they literally stand at the front for lead a march across Abidjan, where it been a peaceful march, where they march for demand say make the President Alassane Ouattara make no run for number 4 term, because he changed constitution a few years ago for run a 3rd term, and he don't declare himself say he want for run again. So people they come out on the streets. I also remember again where some person may tell me say Countryman, or I'll be actually broadcast the phone conversation when me and you will get them. I'll be asked for permission for record them, and I broadcast them where they ask me say, for protest for Cameroon, it be against the law. Of course, it not be against the law. As long as you be peaceful and you get the relevant authorization, you get every right for do political demonstrations and for do campaigns and for do public gatherings and all of those kind of things, whether not for political or whatever the case may be. But then in other cases, then remember when Honorable Joseph Weber, if it stand for Bamenda for Commercial Avenue, it address hundreds, if not thousands of people then for Commercial Avenue. You think so if we get permission for do that public occasion? Of course not. Some person be arrested? Of course not. One of the things that we want to know, understand and say, parliamentarians almost in every country in the world, including Cameroon, parliamentarians, they be exempt. They get what they call them say immunity. Okay? Parliamentarians, they get immunity, where it means say, you know, if you arrest parliamentarian anyhow, the only person where if it take away the immunity from parliamentarians, then now the actual parliamentarians themselves. So the house itself, if it take away their powers. So make una understand that one. So for the case for Senegal, Ivory Coast, as I come up for mention now the elected officials them, they decide for do a public demonstration where they come out outside, and they know them fully well say they're not going to be arrested because they get that immunity, and they know to do any damage. They not be violent. They just march, exercising their constitutional right, demonstrating peacefully, which is not the case for the other situations where they don't happen for Cameroon. And I don't give an example when it be happen for Cameroon for 2017, when Honorable Joseph Weber, Honorable Mbandam, it be addressed crowds of thousands of people then. No person no be arrest them. No person no be shoot at any person. First of all, they be elected. They've been sitting parliamentarians, lawmakers, and they get immunity. You know, if you just arrest them anyhow, you know, if you just take them, go court anyhow, because the only person where if you take away that immunity from them, now the House of Parliament itself, the National Assembly, the President of the Assembly, if it take away the immunity from a parliamentarian. So, but then the case for Cameroon, it be different. The opposition, first of all, now how many opposition the day elected members in the National Assembly? Very few. They no make up to 20%. Whereas if you look at Ivory Coast, their opposition where they be elected for their National Assembly, it be, if I'm not mistaken, close to 40%. Whereas for Cameroon, now less than 20%, about 15 or 17% of the elected assembly now opposition. So you know if you talk, and why there be very few people them inside the National Assembly for Cameroon now, because you get opposition political leaders where they boycott elections instead for take part in parliamentary elections for make sure say you get more representatives in the National Assembly. Cameroonian opposition leaders them they boycott election. They don't want them for enter inside National Assembly. So who are you going to blame? Okay, so that is a situation. And then now make we talk about the coalition, which we actually can't talk about because I know we want to talk about, I know we can't talk about the situation for Ivory Coast. But yeah, for Cameroon, you get less than 70 days to election. Less than 70. Then they don't already file the application for enter the ballot. Elecam don't already go through the process. And the ones the way they want to contest the decision of Elecam, they don't already go through the Constitutional Council. So the 12 people them way, when I see them on the screen where I project their pictures them, these 12 people the way they do on the screen, now the final list, now people in this way, their names and their basically they go a day inside the ballot. They could be now one of the people the way the electorate, the Cameroonian people, they could choose them for the presidential election on 12th of October. So the 12 names then be concrete. Then at that time, Cameroon, their own opposition, they now want Shidon for decide whether they want to form coalition or not. After all them 11 opposition, they don't already pay 30 million for register, for file, for run. They don't pay that 30 million. They don't already get their names them. They don't already ask them if they can't choose the color way they go want to be represented in the ballot. They don't really choose them. All thing now, Elecam don't really go start for the print, the actual ballot them. Campaign they can't start. Now, opposition, a one can now decide whether they could enter coalition or not. They never even enter. They still think about entering a coalition. Like I don't talk, when we look at examples from around the world, other places, them look at next door to we, Nigeria. The opposition, the biggest two opposition political parties, they enter into a coalition for 2025 July, where their presidential election, then at 2027. Okay? But for Cameroon, the opposition, their own. As a matter of fact, the opposition for Cameroon, they love President Paul Biya and they love the CPDM. All of them. All the opposition, they love President Paul Biya and they love the opposition. And Cameroonians, them, they love President Paul Biya and they love opposition. And also when I talk so, when I go vex, you could talk say, but you no love President Paul Biya, you could talk say you no love the CPDM. But guess what? In a democracy, now majority rule, no be minority. You are in the minority. Even the political opposition, they love CPDM. They want CPDM for win. Because they know individually, all of them say they no get which way it take for unseat the CPDM. The only chance where they get them now if they form a coalition. And then they don't deny them for form a coalition. It don't already be too late for form coalition now. They don't already start print the ballot papers them. And then you can't form coalition now for put one person in name and then go campaign for talk say, even though my picture and my name a day for the ballot, no vote for me, vote for a different person. How stupid is that? How stupid is that? Your name, your picture, or whatever, your party, a good day for the ballot. And then you could talk, say, if, and this one a condition, say, if they form the coalition, then you could go talk, say, no vote you for me, vote for different person if we not form the coalition. The coalition, when they literally put the cart before the horse, the coalition be supposed to be formed last year, 2024. When I supposed to don't form coalition, supposed to don't start pass message out, supposed to don't already start do fundraising, supposed to don't already do all the things where they be necessary. If we not be this incompetent for forming our own coalition at literally the last minute, Then when I think so, now one rule now which country? And then some person they can't talk say no, but Cameroon, the place the election not go be fair, the level ground, and all of these things. And say CPD I don't appoint all person. Of course, CPD are the ruling party. Name me one country in the world, Gusa where the president of that country, and know they appoint the Constitutional Council. Name me one where the president know they appoint the judges them for court. Name me one country where the president and know they appoint people them, put them for positions them, where it govern everything from elections and all of those things. Name me the country. You understand? So if we not if defeat CPDM, but you want for them rule Cameroon, for go stand defeat the rest of the world, for stand compete with Nigeria, win, Ghana, win, Sri Lanka, America, you know, Paraguay, India, Ivory Coast, all the countries in the world, you want go compete with them and win for economy, global markets, and all of those things. But you know if you defeat CPDM, you complain about CPDM, but you want to go defeat the world on our behalf. When are they shown that incompetence? And what really vex me now because Cameroon deserve and Cameroon need a strong opposition. Because a strong opposition, it would be better for all Cameroonians, including CPDM. Even CPDM need a better and stronger coalition, opposition. Yes, even CPDM. Now, by the way, even within CPDM, you get, competition. People that fight for position is good. It means now say people they will be more competent. People they go prove themselves. They go put themselves, they give themselves challenges or prove themselves or make sure say if they not deliver, another person will take their position. That competition is good for the average Cameroonian and all Cameroonians. We benefit as a result of a strong opposition. But the opposition don't decide for failure time and time again. The opposition don't decide for failure. They all Cameroonians, including CPD themselves, they beg opposition say they need a coalition. But the opposition don't decide, say they don't want them a coalition. Their mentality be worse than President Paul Biya and CPDM. And now what I always tell when I say, the Cameroonians, they get the government where they deserve them and the government where they need them, where they want them. Because Cameroonians, they get the power for change the government if they wanted to. But the fact that they never change are now because they love which way President Paul Biya they do them. That is simple conclusion that the opposition, they get a golden opportunity since last year for form a coalition. Nobody now at the last dying second because of their own ego. As a matter of fact, make I play this video for now. Make una listen. Wait away, the opposition they talk because this man, Mr. Ndifon, Bide on Mimime for a program, and at the conversation this way they get them. Listen to wait away. He go talk, and then I go talk one or two things, and then we go wrap up this live broadcast because I don't want to make it long. When I listen to ye, now wait this way, it's there for their mind vis-a-vis opposition coalition. When I listen,
sit down, they will talk, and in a frank, honest, genuine conversation, they will come out with the procedure and the criteria for selecting the candidate, and they will do that in a transparent, free, and fair manner. Because if they go in, we saw what happened in 2004, and that is why you see some officials of the SDF are hesitant, and that is because of the way the SDF was treated in 2004. In 2004, the whole process was rigged against the SDF. The coalition process in 2004, the whole thing was rigged against the SDF. And so therefore, I understand perfectly well why some SDF party leaders are being hesitant about this whole issue of coalition. But generally,
yeah. So what do you mean by it was rigged? In favor, it was rigged.
Yeah. That was it was rigged. I wrote a report that was written not by an SDF militant at the time, Professor Nyamdi, who was an opposition leader at the time too, who was part of that coalition talks. I read his report, and he said that everything was rigged and that everything was planned to ensure that an Anglophone does not lead the coalition. You don't go in for a coalition and start identifying people by their linguistic background.
No, but that also, that I agree 100%. I agree. So, Mr. Ndiforich, I wanted to find out from you, because I was speaking with another presidential candidate last week, and he told me that the coalition expectation should not just be within the opposition, but also Cameroonians should come together and embrace whichever candidate is selected by the coalition, by the opposition candidates.
So when I don't hear wait way Mr. Ndiforich talk and wait me for talk. So Mr. Ndiforich talk about say the coalition for 2004 election, the coalition procedure it be rigged. So where when I say now, what I talk say Cameroon get the government where it be perfect for Cameroonians. Now the government will be created by Cameroonians, for Cameroonians, of Cameroonians, by Cameroonians. You understand? So now SDF militant this way, it talk say the coalition procedure for 2004 will be rigged. Remember, say CPDM not been a part of that opposition coalition. Now them opposition, they come together for country don't discuss how they go get a coalition for go fight President Pobia, and themselves they rig the process. Now them they talk, no be me. If me I talk when I go call me CPDM or whatever. Themselves they rig the process. They start to talk about identifying people by their linguistic background and all of those things. Mr. Ndiforich they talk say according to the 2004 coalition procedure, it will be rigged in a way where it no go favor an Anglophone. I mean, but now the people in this way, they want to take power for rule Cameroon. The Cameroonians, the way they complain, I mean, the opposition, where they complain, say the current electoral code it be rigged. Now the same opposition way for arrange a small coalition amongst themselves, they rig the process. And then you think, say, if they move CPDM, replace them with the opposition, when I go get better for Cameroon, I doubt it. I need to judge them by my own words. I dey talk now based on what way Mr. Ndiforich himself, he don't talk now SDF militant. He talk say they rig the process for them for make a coalition. And the people in that way they want to take Cameroon rule them. Now then that they complain about the electoral code today. Say no favor them, it be rigged. Themselves, if they enter government now, they go rig and pass anything when I don't ever see them. If I know. Another thing where me for talk and I say Cameroonians should come together for help support the coalition. Cameroonians going to come together. So it don't reach level where the political leaders they want the Cameroonian population for lead them. The leaders want to be led by the population, not the population being led by the opposition leaders. I don't give you an example for Ivory Coast. What will happen for Ivory Coast today? The parliamentarians, the opposition parliamentarians, they pass come up for front them in their dozens. They stand for front, they hold their hands, they form a chain. They march along the streets for Abidjan. And then thousands of people in the population, they follow them for back. Now them the lead. But for Cameroon, the opposition want the population to lead them. The opposition want make population come out on the streets and then they go follow for back. The opposition want make population form coalition and then they go join. Or I don't know how it's supposed to happen where they talk say the Cameroonians should come together. No, the opposition should come together and lead the people towards where they want the people for go towards, whether not a coalition or whatever. But no, the reality now say President Pobia not even be president of Cameroon because he want to. Now because Cameroonians want him to be president. The opposition want President Pobia to be president. because they are not even trying. They are not even trying. If they were even trying for unseat President Paul Biya, it would have been a different story. But they are not. They are not even trying. The opposition expect the population to lead the political leaders and not the political leaders leading the population. Now the situation there for Cameroon. The population now the one way, they don't do the analysis. They say and say, the only way now for the opposition for come together and form a coalition. Now the population, they request for a coalition. And then the people, the way they want for lead, they call themselves political leaders. Now them, they deny them for form the coalition because of their own selfish ambitions and their ego. I'm not telling you the reality. We now want to compare Cameroon with Ivory Coast, Gabon, Mali, Niger, all those other countries, the way they get coup d'etat, other kinds of things. Cameroon be unique. Cameroon are a different kettle of fish, okay? First of all, the ethnic diversity of Cameroon and tribalism, where it be cultural for Cameroonians, it form a very different political dynamic for Cameroon. What do I mean? Make I explain a small for now. If when I look on the screen, when I see all of these 12 candidates, the way they don't qualify and they be accepted by the Constitutional Council for stand the election on the 12th of October. All of these 12 individuals, them, okay, they come out from different tribes them around the country. And like I talk, Cameroon, you get the Grand North, when the Bororo, the Fulani, the Hausa people, the Muslims in general. Then you get the Anglophone, it's another block. You get the Bamblekes for West Region, it's a block on its own. Then you get the people from East, Central, and South, when are the Bulu Beti, Fang Beti clans. Okay. Then you get the Douala as well. So all of these different ethnic groups, then the dynamic be different. The only party, political party for Cameroon where it get a national reach, a national presence, where in every single part of Cameroon, they get a presence for the now CPDM. And because CPDM, it been a one party, Cameroon been a one party state in 1984 when CPDM was created. So they get roots everywhere in Cameroon. They get that grassroots. So they get that advantage. And the CPDM political party don't be in power for more than 40 years. That advantage that. Now, every other political party for Cameroon, they get now small, ethnic following. For example, Professor Maurice Kamto get the Bamblekes for West Region and a few followers for Littoral, Douala, and some inside Central Region. That's literally it. I doubt Professor Maurice Kamto get following in the Grand North. But when it comes to the Bulu Fangbeti cultural tribe, he doesn't have any following there. And then you get person like Cabral Libi, get a small clan and a small, and then you get the Ndamjoya, Madame, he get his own for your own tribe, he get his own small following today. And then you get the Issa Chiruma, he gets some small following for North. And then you get also the Bello Buba Maigari, it gets some small following too in the North. So they split that following in the North into 2 or 3 pieces them between Damjoya, Bello Buba Maigari, and Issa Chiruma. And then for Anglophone zone, you get STF. Let's be realistic. STF no get that national reach where they be used to get them. STF now an Anglophone political party. And a few supporters in the West region, a few in Littoral, and a few in the Central region. That's about it. Okay? That's the reality. You cannot win a national election for Cameroon based on the Anglophones alone and a few small 10% for Littoral, 20% for Center, and 2% for West region. You cannot win a national election based on that dynamic. Even if you carry 100% in the Anglophone zone, you cannot. In the North, like I talk, Tamiano, Hermione, Patricia, when Ndamjoya, Madame, okay, it day for day. Bello Buba Maigari day for day. Issa Chiruma 2 day for day. All them, they will fight and they will share that Grand North, and then CPDM also be present for Grand North, where it go collect some votes and two for day. So the realistic way for any opposition for win for Cameroon. Now, when all these oppositions, them, for example, inside North, inside Chiroma bring you small votes, we get them, Bello Buba bring your own, Dam Joya bring your own, they combine them, they feel maybe win for North. Okay, and then now you get for Anglophone zone, where the situation where they as maybe could take some votes and for day it can't add up, and then small votes will come out from littoral, from center, and all of those they add them together. Then maybe when I fit stand a chance, and still at that when I know we defeat President Paul Biya. Let's be realistic, but at least when I go maybe get about 40% of the vote, 40% is a good start. Okay, but at the moment, my country people them, the probability say the opposition will win stands at 0.00001. Now my own analysis that. So the opposition don't fail Cameroonians them, and they continue for the failed Cameroonians them. Other countries that they start coalitions them years before an election. For Cameroon, 70 days to election, our own opposition they still think whether they go get coalition or not. When they don't already start print the ballot papers, then they are still thinking whether they go get coalition or not. It is a disgrace, honestly. And Cameroon, it deserves better. Cameroon deserves a better opposition, because in a one-horse race, the horse does not need to run. The horse can do whatever it wants to do. The horse can even decide to walk backwards. It's a one-horse race. But in a very competitive race, then you see and say, oh man, I'm going to try for do your best for perform well. And when you perform well, you do your best, it will benefit all Cameroonians. And now based on that reality, we I stand firm on the fact that Cameroon need a stronger opposition and deserves a stronger opposition. If we are not give President Paul Biya a challenge and opposition, then make una just dissolve all of these small mushroom political parties, them come back and form one party system for Cameroon like the days of President Amadou Ahidjo, because that's what is going on now. It's a shame. It's a disgrace. We deserve better. Cameroon deserves better. And then, like I talk in Mr. Ndifo Richard for SDF can't talk about how for 2004, when they want to create the coalition, they rigged the process for create small coalition. When I don't already rig the process, then when I take power for Cameroon, when I go do now, which kind of rigging? When I go rule, or when I go just turn Cameroon into some now why that way? When people they look at President Paul Biya, they look at the CPDM, and then we look at the opposition, we talk say, chai, Betana Paul Biya. You cannot blame the people who say that. You, the opposition, you haven't given the population a viable alternative where they go see them. So the talk say, you know, now person this what we vote for. You haven't give the population that. Now we now get the responsibility for mobilize the population. We, the population, need for whole one or two accountable. So my contributor on the 12th of October 2025, President Paul Biya and the CPDM it go win. President Paul Biya go win largely because the opposition they want President Paul Biya for win, and that is the truth, and that is the reality. Whatever you want to talk, that one is your own opinion. I get the right for my own opinion, and we see the reality on the ground as it is, and we call them as it is. The opposition is woefully incompetent. As a matter of fact, my contributor, the opposition, like I talk, is a disgrace. It's a total disgrace. So, see a few comments. So we'll get for screen, we'll get now see the comment. Obase Emmanuel, Obase talk say, when I be comment for some post on Facebook, say the coalition fit only get head and tail, now only next election because it is too late and them never even serious for the thing. That's true. It is already too late and they are not serious even. We'll get Aretha or Benson Makia. It talks to let Cameroonians come together and give the opposition a feeding bottle. No be lie. They are all a bunch of babies. Okay, we'll get Nchanji, Nchuli, Itok say all those candidates are power mongers. A coalition can't hold in Cameroon. Please allow the incumbent to continue with his mandate. We'll get Bali General. It's a good evening, country people. Thank you now. All my we don't join we. We'll get Phil Masha, Aretha or Benson Makia again. Itok say opposition reminds me of all the 1,000 presidents of Amazonia because they are all allergic to unity due to their fragile egos. Exactly. You fit look at the opposition, in Cameroon as a whole. You compare them with the Amazonia terrorists in the Anglophone zone. Now, exactly the same thing will happen. Exactly the same thing. Like how Anglophones be talk say, oh, we are marginalized. We are marginalized by Cameroon government. And then they say they don't create their own government. They want to start their own country. They create their own government or whatever they talk, Amazonia. And then they start marginalization and they start to punish the Anglophones even more than how Cameroon government, whatever they accuse Cameroon government of doing. When I think saying a coincidence, say all the so-called presidents of the Amazonia internet government, now Southwesterners, you think saying a coincidence? Sako Ekome from Fako, Ayuktabe from Manu, Marianta from Dian, Christopher Anu from Lebia Alem. I can go on. You think saying a coincidence? First of all, the indigenous Southwest people, they make up not only about 40 to 45% of the Anglophone population. They are a minority. And then they gave 4 so-called presidents of the internet government. And all 4 of them, they just happen to be Southwesterners. You think that coincidence? It is not a coincidence. They actually sat down and decided consciously, say it must be Southwesterner because if they put Northwest man for this, Southwesterner, they go see and say, now Northwest business, they move their hand. Now, why that way for all Anglophone General Conference, the ASC 1 and ASC or whatever they call them, ASC 2, okay? They be come up with a decision, say, the first president of the so-called Southern Cameroon, where the SCNC be talk about, say, they want for secession, because the secessionism started in the 90s. They be talk, say, the leader go must be a Southwestern because Southwest people, they be tell them, ho-ha, for that all Anglophone General Conference, ASC or AAC, what they call them. And Southwesterners be tell them, ho-ha, say, we don't over-marginalize we. In the 11 years of the Federal Republic of Cameroon, the Vice President of the Federal Republic been all Northwesterners in all the 11 years, and the Prime Minister of West Cameroon, all been Northwesterners in all the 11 years of the Federation. So we not be marginalized we too much. So we not get nothing for do, we not nonsense. And the only way for appease the Southwesterners, them now say, the Graffiti people, the Northwesterners, they be concede, say, the leadership of whatever secessionist cause where they get up, it must be a Southwest man. The first leadership must be Southwesterner. Then after that, now for compensate for the marginalization where Graffiti people, they don't marginalize Southwesterner. If we not be no make we know today. Now the reality that this Northwest versus Southwest divide, Anglophones, they always try for talk, say, oh, na Yaoundé, they divide and rule, but themselves, they practice them. They understand the Anglophone Northwest versus Southwest divide more than any person. Now, the biggest problem where Anglophones, they get them that, the Northwest versus Southwest divide. Now, why that way they could do everything for putting only Southwest man for be president of the so-called internet government. Now, why that, when I remember when Sako Ekome, internet government, be break apart into 2. When I remember the person where they be put on like president, it lasts now 2 days. I know someone I don't forget. You name na Emmanuel Tita. From the name alone, when I know say na Grafima na Baliman. Emmanuel Tita na Baliman. Since they be just give the idea say na Emmanuel Tita could be president of that internet government. All Southwesterners, they say, we know the way for that one thing. Graphene man, no graphene man. They no one graphene man. Now, why that way Emmanuel Tita be last na 2 days for internet government president? They move him, they put na Marianta away come from Dian for appease the Southwesterners. If we not be know, make we know today. So we'll get DA Njamsi. It talks say all the opposition parties are selfish. They all want to become president, knowing fully well they can't win CPDM without a coalition. So, no mean one at the talk. President Pobia don't already win. Okay? So, CG Boomer talks say any man a one chop na your own money, of course. And the people that way they want for be president for Cameroon. They are worse. I tell you now, they are worse. He say no mind the door part them. Now CG Boomer they talk, no be me. Okay, Malenge Clinton. It talks just like the foolish way Akeremuna Ebiduam the last election. Yes. So what the way Malenge Clinton in Minam say for the last presidential election, Akeremuna be don't go towards the it don't finalize the process. So they don't already print the ballot papers. They don't print the name for the ballot papers them. And then after they don't already print the names them, it can talk say the commodity from the election, it want support now Professor Maurice Kamto. So they take elect and go court. Say me the move in name for the electoral list. Where they don't really print the ballot paper them. So what the way they do for the last presidential election 2018, they do the same thing today for Teuna. Say these people do not have the capability to learn. These people, they don't have the capability to learn my contribution. They do not like Malenge Clinton. Don't bring that example now. You don't even remind me. It don't happen for 2018. Just like what way SDF under Nijon Front to be doing for 1997, they boycott parliamentary elections and then can realize and say that the biggest mistake with the ever make them. They even apologize and talk say they know whoever boycott another election, but Professor Maurice Kamto with a big barrister, international lawyer, he still not learn from the mistake way STF do for 1990s. For 2020, Professor Maurice Kamto boycott parliamentary election and municipal election. And now why that way, ye party MRC and no be fit put your name forward for contest for this election. And why that way find yourself what's our day today? Now you yourself cause him. So these people, the opposition are a bunch of bumbling idiots, just like the Anglophone so-called separatists. Them they are bumbling idiots. And they judge people then by their actions, their words, and what the way they provide them. What the way they provide them, you keep when you look at the results, you see I'm saying it be idiotic. No, okay. Okay, so we'll get some person. It talks say they haven't chosen the colors. Kalisis talks say they haven't chosen the colors yet. On Monday where they come, Monday 5 p.m. is the last date and time to choose their colors. So the process it already go advance. For Monday, they go choose the colors, and then they are still thinking of a coalition now within a Saturday. They get 2 days, they will go choose their colors. So Orita Benson Makiato say share to all opposition candidates so that they can get educated that opposition is not defiance or a collection of very fragile egos. Where we'll also get Malenge again. It talks Igwe. I think say last day for election emblem and ballot now on Monday, so they still get small time. If not, Pago still win. They get small time within a weekend. Tomorrow na Sunday, people they go them church and then go chop their ekwang, egusi soup, and burning fish on Corner Road. People are not working on Sundays. Even these political politicians, the way they want their baby bottle now, which they call a milk bottle, them they are not going to be working tomorrow. The last day at Monday. Masa. So Obase talk again. He say watching from Kata Molema Mashfire. Okay. Emmanuel Mesue is watching from Cincinnati, Ohio, USA. and we'll get other people to watch it. Plenty comments. I know we feel read them all. Una match fire my computer. Okay, we'll get Ekema John. It said the opposition is a bunch of me or nothing. It's a ngong dog them. No meal. And then Arita Obesi Bakia talks say even the Monday where they go choose their colors. Now go start. I beg, Masa. I beg, una the worry man. He say na go start.
To set us free, but all we see is misery.